7 p.m. I'll call a common council meeting to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Iverson. Here. Schatzinger.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gracious and loving God, we ask your blessing upon this meeting. All the people are here present. Help us stay focused that everything that is done here is about looking at the bigger picture and everyone in that picture, trying to hear the voices of all and balancing the needs and the desires of everyone so that all are served together as we try and live and function in Ripon as one community. Be with us and bless all those present and all the decisions they make. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Have Jolene joining by Zoom.
I'm here.
All right, thank you, Jolene. All right, is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda. I'll second.
Been moved by Dave, seconded by Steve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
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 Opposed? That is approved. Does not appear that we have any public comment for this evening. Moving on to accepting informal reports from standing committees and staff. Is there a motion to approve as published?
I move. I'll second.
A motion by Jonathan, seconded by Ellen. Any discussion on the reports? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the informal reports from standing committees and staff, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Moving on to consent calendar. Is there a motion to approve consent calendar as published?
I move we approve the consent calendar as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Ellen, seconded by Dave. Any discussion on the consent calendar? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the consent calendar as published, say aye.
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 Opposed? That is approved. All right, moving into our first agenda item. This is a proposal for stump grinding. Alan, would you like to give the background on this?
Anybody read the sign here?
I did.
Please do not eat the mic. Sorry. Before you, there is a request to approve or award a contract to Best Stump Grinding for the removal of 33 stumps. The product of the trees that were removed over the summer months in a previous contract, along with several stumps that were created due to emergency tree removals, due to wind damage, things like that. So the three companies that quoted are Best Stump Grinding, Gabe's Top It or Drop It, and Mirror of Green Lake. And Best Stump Grinding was the lowest qualified bidder.
I move we approve the proposal from Best Stump Grinding LLC.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the proposal from Best Stump Grinding?
Lease agreement between the city of Ripon and Fond du Lac County to lease the industrial park water tower for communications equipment. So just kind of take a step back. Previously, the industrial park water tower hosted communications equipment for the county. The city then did a project on the water tower. They removed everything from the water tower during that project. They relocated their communications equipment temporarily to the Thomas Street Water Tower. That was done at all their cost at that time. When we reviewed everything, we realized that there was not a formal agreement to host the equipment on either water tower, so we did a temporary lease over on Thomas to get them set up over there. And now they need to move back permanently to the Industrial Park Water Tower, okay? So this is the first formal lease agreement. Pretty much, it allows them to put on the listed equipment. There's one change, it's gotta be Ripon, not Fond du Lac, so we will make that change in it. But ultimately, it allows the county free of charge, other than their costs for utilities and upkeep of the equipment, to use the water tower for the communications. There's notification requirements in here, there's a term set, and just sort of insurance requirements. If they do damage to the water tower, they obviously would pay, if their equipment does damage, they would pay for that, so on and so forth. So it's been reviewed by both city and county legal, and they have given their okay, so we are just seeking approval.
I just had a question on the term. Why is it a term for 10 years and then automatically extending for 5? Is that just for time for reviewing and renewing at that time, or?
I think generally speaking, the county requested that. Part of that may be based on their useful life of some of their equipment and what their replacement schedules may be, and other maybe upgrades or needs that they may need over time. So generally speaking, that's the term. We can get out with 180 days notice, but they requested that term.
Chief Wellner might want to speak to this. Do they have to change out some of that equipment as we move to the 800 megahertz system?
They've already done that.
They've already done it? Okie dokie. And it's also my fault that there was never a formal agreement between the county and the city for this. It's my fault. So I would like to move.
Now's your chance to fix it.
I would like to fix this. I move that we approved the communications equipment lease agreement between Fond du Lac County and the city of Ripon for the Industrial Park Water Tower.
I'll second.
Motion by Alan, seconded by John. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the water tower lease agreement between the Fond du Lac County and the city of Ripon, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Our next item is an ordinance to repeal Chapter 13.21, One-Way Streets, Section 010, St. Wenceslas Street. This is before you as we rehab or rebuild St. Wenceslas Street. It's in our plans to turn that into two-way traffic again. It was a decision made mutually between the school district and the city for safety of pedestrians mostly on the street and ease of access to the schools.
I move we endorse the ordinance which repeals the one-way street on St. Wenceslas Street due to the redesign of the street during reconstruction.
I'll second that.
Moved by Alan, seconded by Doug. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of ordinance to repeal Chapter 13.12010, say aye.
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 Opposed? That is approved. Thank you. Moving into project updates and staff reports. Anything for Public Works?
Just a few items. I failed to comment on the e-recycle event in the monthly report, so that is scheduled for Saturday, the 28th. I'm hoping to meet with the company doing the event this Thursday. We're trying to coordinate a time to go finalize the layout. We are using Barlow Park. Once we know the travel pattern, things like that, we'll prepare a map and post that on social media so that people know how to navigate through there. Am working on with storm equipment or storm traffic control of Oshkosh on a detour plan and the barricading plan for the 4 projects that'll be on East Oshkosh Street the week of the 23rd. The intent is that there will be electronic message centers coming into Oshkosh on 44 and then, or coming into Ripon on 44 and coming into Ripon on 23 on the west side 1 week in advance to kind of announce the fact that there will be a detour for the week of the 23rd, and then by 7 o'clock on the 23rd, all the barricades and detour message boards will be in place. We are participating in the Touch a Truck event this Saturday. We'll have 3 vehicles, a dump truck. We hope to have a plow installed on it. Depends on if we can get at the right one for the right truck. We have them all in storage right now. The new sweeper, and then the red refuse truck. And then the last thing is, it's sad to, depending on your perspective, sad to say that we are now starting to prepare for leaf collection. So.
Thank you. Nothing with police department? Okay. Naomi?
Yes. Absentee ballots for the November 5th election will be mailed or emailed out on September 19th, so it's actually coming up. It feels like we just finished the election, and we did. September 17th is National Voter Registration Day. For more information on that, please see the city website under What's New, or you can go to the Facebook page.
Okay. Adam?
You have my report, just a couple things to talk over quick. So one of the big highlights is we're working through the 2025 budget. Kind of going hand in hand with that is the audit and the financial management plan. You have the audit on your desks. You certainly can take that home and review it. CLA will be here next meeting to present. They were going to come tonight, but had a scheduling conflict, so they will be here next meeting. The financial management plan, we had our 3rd workshop meeting this afternoon with Ellers, and we're working through issuing a financing request for $5 million to help refund some previous capital projects and a portion of the new DPW facility to then be refunded later with longer term debt, but we need to begin, we need to have some cash on hand to start paying for those bills and reimburse some of the city funds for the previous projects, State Street, etc. So that request, I think, will be due before the next meeting, and we'll have you select the financial institution to take that loan out. In addition to that, there's a recommendation likely to close TID number 6 in my notice, or here it says, as well as 10 after discussing it today. TID 6, we will work on closing that early as part of the financial management plan. So that meeting sort of tied up and leads into some of the recommendations that will happen in the 2025 budget. So the audit, financial management plan, some of those things coming out of those 2 documents will dictate some of the direction in the 2025 budget. As for the 2025 budget, we do need to schedule a workshop within, I would say, the next 2 weeks. I have on the notice here either 9/24 or 9/25, either date. I don't know if you all can come to a consensus tonight, or you want me to send out something else to get availability, but I don't want to do it on the same night as the council meeting, because that obviously could get very long for you all. If you want to do that, that's fine. We just have to schedule it likely earlier to then not bump into the 7 o'clock meeting. I would say, generally speaking, those meetings last anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So we can schedule those when you're available and do it, if people are available a little earlier, so it's not into 9 o'clock if you don't want to go that late. So open to any availability or suggestions there. So 9:24, 9:25 are good dates. Just let me know now or later. Just let me know how you want me to handle that. Any comments?
7 o'clock still?
Set 6, it's up to you all. Like I know some people obviously, yeah.
The 25th works for me. I have a Ripon Hospital Board meeting on the 24th.
Either day for me.
That corner?
I'm thinking if it starts at 6 would be fine any of those days.
Yeah, I agree. We should move it to 6 or 6:30 if it's going to run a little bit later, if that's agreeable to everyone.
6.
With
I go to bed early.
sandwiches. With sandwiches.
We can yeah.
Or we can brown
Okay,
bake
so we
it.
can so we can tentatively set it for the 25th at 6 PM. If that is okay to set it for. In addition to that, St. Wenceslas project, you can see the progress working there. There's kind of a report out here in my report from MSA. Concrete, curb and gutter, I think is it done? Or close to done?
Yes, it was completed yesterday.
Yep. And then, in addition to that, the detour Alan mentioned is primarily to get the rail projects complete with Watco. So, in addition to that, Selfridge Park topography has been done, and we're commencing design, as well as you may have seen in the notice as well. Parks and Rec Committee did meet and discuss a playground design, and they have selected a design and are refining that design with Gerber Leisure. So that is kind of an exciting opportunity and project as well to build off of the stewardship project and the path and the trail and everything else that's planned for Selfridge Park. As you may be all aware, the Desiree Bongers, library director, resigned after 19 years, so we thank her for her service and wish her well in her future endeavor. And with that, our staff here at City Hall has been helping with the recruitment to fill that position. So we've been very active in getting things ready and sending out surveys. So there's a survey sent to all council members regarding the kind of just what feedback for what the community is looking for as we recruit the next library director. So please fill that out. And then ATV, UTV ordinances, the club, ATV, UTV club did reach out. They requested to have a discussion on the next council meeting, 9/23. So they are preparing some additional information and will be requesting ordinance changes or discussion at that meeting. Housing updates, I'm happy to report we've awarded 2 Ripon First housing program grants. So that's our first time home buyer program. Offers $5,000 to individuals or couples that are buying their first home. So 2 of those, one has been processed, the other will close in a little bit here. So the feedback has been very positive for that program, and I think that it is one that could become very beneficial for our community. In addition to that, Veerbecker is finalizing out the housing study and have planned out kind of a concept of a subdivision on the school district property and final report. I would hope by October, and you can kind of see everything come together, what they've been working on. And then finally, the 2 events Alan touched on, the E-Cycle event, 8 to noon, Barlow Park on 9/28. This is the first time the city is doing this. It is intended for city residents. There's a lot of information out there about what is accepted and what is not We expect certainly a demand for this, so please bear with us, the public, as we work through the first time offering this in Barlow Park. We intend on using, I believe, the full loop to park people and get them lined up to hand over the old TVs and whatever else they have. But that's, if it goes well, we will continue to offer that collection for residents. In addition, the Touch a Truck event, although it hasn't happened yet, it's Saturday from 9 to noon. And a huge shout out to our staff, police, Parks and Rec, fire, EMS, DPW, everybody coming together, private businesses coming together to put together an event. Bill and his staff have done a wonderful kind of fall type festival every year. This is, I believe, kind of taking that place of the National Night Out. But they have graciously allowed others to come in to that event and make it a very well-rounded and hopefully a positive community event. There will also be a helicopter landing at around 10 o'clock in Barlow Park. So we are hopeful the weather is great, and hopeful people come out and engage with our staff and our local emergency responders. That is from 9 to noon at Barlow. That is all I have.
Thank you. I just want to remind public that with the election coming up in November, you can check your registration for voting at myvote.wi.gov. There you can check to see if you're registered. If you're not registered, you can register there or here at City Hall. And you can also see what's going to be on the ballot and a lot of other useful information. So I recommend looking at that website before you vote. Any future agenda items or comments from council? Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
I will second.
Motion by Doug, second by Dave.